And right now, tonight at 5 o'clock, unbelievable skies here in Kentucky. And once again, we are enjoying really fall weather. But as we begin here at 5, we want to bring you back down to the scene in Florida as landfall is getting very close here, Connie, getting soon. And now the storm's back to a Category 5.
Absolutely. We want to bring in Ben now. And Ben, it is hard to believe the folks that went through so much, we've now got another hurricane to deal with.
Yes, this is going to be a really big one for Central Florida, as we all know. Now less than 500 miles from Tampa. The storm is back to Category 5, 165-mile-per-hour winds with the latest update from the National Hurricane Center here right at the top of the hour. We're going to have a lot more on, of course, Milton and the details and all the tracks coming up from the National Hurricane Center here in just a little bit in our full weather impact team forecast. Out the door for us right now, lower 70s, humidity very low at 25%, low 70s for the entire area, light north breeze out there, and futurecast, as you could guess, very quiet, 60s for much of this evening, clear and crisp and cool tonight, a little chilly in some areas. Lows will be around 45 to 50 in most locations out the door tomorrow morning, and then topping out a little bit warmer in the mid 70s for tomorrow afternoon. So that forecast remains quiet, a little bit chilly tonight, 51 in the city, outlying areas in the 40s, sunny at noon tomorrow and 68, and that forecast high at 77 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. And again, we are watching Milton very closely. It looks like that landfall will be late tomorrow night, so a little bit over 24 hours from now. We'll have the very latest track coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Ben, thank you very much updating us on Milton every 15 minutes here tonight. Right now, a jury in Louisville is hearing the opening statements in the trial against Michael Hurley. Hurley is accused of taking hydrocodone before crashing into members of the Jones family. They were in downtown Louisville at 2nd and Market, walking on a sidewalk for a basketball tournament here at the time. Again, attorneys are presenting those statements at the moment, as you can see in this Jefferson County courtroom. Their father, Trey Jones, was killed. His daughter, Ava, who was set to play basketball at Iowa, and her mother, Amy, were severely injured. Both are back in Louisville right now to testify during Hurley's trial. Amy Jones says she's disappointed Hurley pleaded not guilty despite video evidence of the crash. As you see it right now being shown by the prosecution, that security video during opening statements today, showing what appears to be Hurley's car leading right up to the crash. He is seen on video stopping abruptly on Market Street, the car almost behind him almost slamming into him. Body camera also shows Hurley talking to police right after the crash.
To be honest, I think I was just so tired that I ended up just going straight instead. Okay. Well, don't even remember why? Well, I mean, yeah, no. I know I was going to make a left, but I think I just ended up going straight.
WHAS 11 reporter Alex Dieterer is in the courtroom right now. She's covering the opening statement. She's going to give us an update once court is wrapping up here for the day. Connie?
One person is dead, 2 more injured in a shooting this morning. According to LMPD, a man and a woman were found shot in the Portland neighborhood, and another woman was hurt, but investigators don't know if it was from a gunshot. Now, officers say they responded around 11:15 this morning on Garfield Avenue. There, they found the man at the scene. A woman was taken to the hospital, and she is expected to survive. Now, if you have any information that can help LMPD in their investigation, you're asked to call the tip line. That number 574-LMPD. And Louisville firefighters aren't sure what caused an apartment in Old Louisville to catch fire this morning. It happened before 10 at York and 2nd Streets. Crews found fire on the 5th floor and immediately began rescuing those in need.
Our companies did an amazing job getting in there very quickly. From the time of that first 911 call to within 15 minutes, we had one patient going to the hospital, we had the fire knocked down, we had multiple rescues out of the apartment building.
LFD says more than 40 firefighters helped respond to that fire. Arson will be investigating the cause. One person was taken to the hospital, and in a new update, the fire department says their injuries are not life-threatening. Some good news there.
Now to a late developing story here at 5 with brand new information in the last hour about the medical helicopter that crashed last night in Owen County, Kentucky, northeast of Louisville. All 3 crew members, you see them on your screen, died in the crash. Within the last hour, the National Transportation Safety Bureau took us right near the scene of the wreckage that happened just a little while ago.
That's right. We had that live hit at 4 o'clock about that. And it happened, of course, after 5:30 last night in Owenton, an hour and a half northeast of Louisville. And
that's where our senior reporter, Isaiah Kim Martinez, and photojournalist Alyssa Newton are right now. And Isaiah, the NTSB did give new information about the mission of this flight and where it was going in Owen County. What did you learn?
Well, Doug, Connie, I can tell you that this directly had to do with a patient who was in emergency right here in Owen County who needed to be airlifted. That's why that helicopter had made its way in. What I can tell you, new here at 5 o'clock, there are pieces of that helicopter, the body as well as the rotors, that are all in the wooded area that's actually behind that restaurant that is just behind me. I'll get out of the way here. We actually got a look at that helicopter, the pieces that are left after that crash. We'll show you that in a moment. I do want to tell you right now, we do not have a confirmation as to how this all went wrong, what truly caused this crash, but I can tell you if you look at that tower, right in kind of the center of your shot, you'll see here, the wires, the cable supporting it is at the center of this investigation. Our first look at the body of the medical helicopter that crashed into a wooded area of Owen County in northern Kentucky, killing all 3 crew members on board. The National Transportation Safety Board showing us the site of the wreckage, where authorities say the chopper crashed just after 5:30 Monday, while in the process of trying to land and pick up a patient in emergency.
Pieces were seen to separate from the helicopter, and the helicopter descended basically, the body, the fuselage of the helicopter fell basically vertically from that point.
Hours earlier, the views from our Sky 11 drone, the vast area of the small Kentucky town of Owenton.
This is an impact that will be felt throughout the entire community.
The pilot, a paramedic, and a nurse all killed. The victims identified as Air Evac Life Team members Gail Ailman, Bethany Eichen, and James Welsh.
I've never responded to an event like this in my career.
According to a preliminary report from the FAA, the helicopter struck a guy wire, one of these large cables supporting what looks to be a large communication tower in Owenton, with the aircraft then crashing and going up in flames. The scene and investigation still active a day later. Authorities setting up a large perimeter in this wooded area not far from the nearby elementary school. Just down the road, we spotted people looking at a tree split in half, blocked off by orange tape. And the cables, you can barely see them there. They're so thin, Doug, Connie. We're talking about 1.5 inches in diameter, but they are powerful. You can see why, potentially, if a helicopter were to make its way and strike those cables, that it could have an impact. Couple notes here. The NTSB early on is ruling out weather, any kind of weather patterns, wind that could have impacted this crash. And they're also saying the airman in this case is very experienced, 16 years of experience. He's done this many times before, so that his work experience is also not something that they're seeing as an issue here. Doug, Connie.
Well, Isaiah, this crew was based out of northern Kentucky, I believe Grant County, from what we'd been told in the past. Can you tell us more about where they were going to land and the patient that they were going to pick up? And also, did that crew fly into that area often?
Doug, they have before. That was a detail that we heard from NTSB. This was not their first trip to this area, so you can imagine they understood some of the parameters of what they needed to do, especially when landing. We had heard from some folks nearby, this is not confirmed, that it might have been at one of the elementary schools they were trying to land. We do know, based on what the FAA told us, they were in the process of landing. As to what prevented them from actually doing it, we're told the pilot was not comfortable doing it. There were some elements to that that were not ready for them to touch the ground. Doug, Connie.
All right, thank you very much. The company that owns the helicopter, Air Evac Life Team, said, quote, in a statement, this was a terribly tragic accident, and our deepest sympathies go out to the employees, families, and friends. Our primary focus now is on supporting the families who were impacted as well as our team members.